Hey everyone, so we now have a YouTube channel. We've had a YouTube channel for a little bit now, but if you want to keep hanging out with us, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any comments on who you'd like to see on here, if you have questions about what we're looking at, what we're looking for, and certain content that you would like to see, be sure to email us at thedifference@walmart.com. See you soon.
All right, everyone, welcome to The Difference. So good to have you. We have a great guest that I'll introduce in here in just a second, Alexis, but one of the things I thought we'd talk about is, why we do these. This was born out of the idea of telling associate stories, and we have well over 1 million stories in our company. And as we get around stores or as we talk to individuals, it's amazing the opportunity that they've taken advantage of and built their careers. And today's guest, Naomi, is a great example of that. And she's the reason why we're doing these, is to give them individuals the opportunity to tell their story on a bigger platform that they may not have the opportunity to do. And there are thousands and thousands of these.
Yeah.
And I thought Naomi did a great job of talking about her career. She's been with the company 7 years, started as an hourly. She's now a coach. She was just recently promoted. And just talking about the family environment that she gets to be a part of and how she promotes inclusive leadership in her store. And, just reminded me as we talked to her of why we're doing these is to to highlight these leaders that we have all over the country.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And unfortunately, they have to experience us sometimes too in our weird questions that we like to ask.
Yes.
Yeah.
She had to put up with us for 40 minutes.
40 minutes, yep.
In her
She did
busy
great,
day.
though.
She did great.
Yeah.
She had some really good responses. Her last answer to the last question was
fantastic,
phenomenal,
Yep.
and things that I'll take away and use in my life as well. So, anyways, good stuff. I appreciated the conversation, and again, I think it's really important to remind ourselves of why we do these things, and that is to tell these stories. And she did a great job telling hers. What's your shirt?
What? Yeah, it's a lot of suns and planets, stars.
I see Saturn.
I love space.
The sun.
The sun.
That's great.
Yeah. I see we both kind of took the memo of like going
Black.
darker.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We could do it. We
chairs.
could do an episode of on UFOs if you'd like at some point. Are you in?
I can't tell if you're joking right now because I absolutely would love to do that.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we talk about is being human. And Drew, I think that was a very human question for you to ask me.
About UFOs?
Yes, and if I like it.
Yeah, ask me about aliens is really human. I like that.
I do too.
I like where you're going with that.
Well,
all right.
Yeah.
Folks, here
Let's
is
get into
Naomi.
that.
Enjoy it.
So Naomi, I know that you were filling us in on your journey with Walmart so far. Would you mind kind of starting from that beginning?
My Walmart story started a little over 7 years ago. I was a stalker / IMS associate. And when IMS went away, I became a stalker. I stalked groceries. And then I got promoted to an overnight support manager. And I was in that position for a little over 4 years. And team lead position came out, and I got promoted to a food and consumables team lead. And just about a little over a month ago, I got promoted to an overnight coach. So.
The most awkward hand clapping.
Yeah, it was a blessing. So yeah,
That's
I'm
fantastic.
Very
Congratulations.
Yes.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool. What an opportunity.
Yes.
So which area do you manage right now?
I am in store 2920 in Fleming Island, Florida, part of Orange Park.
Yeah, and which part of the store do you manage?
I am an overnight coach, so I manage it all.
Yep. So
Nice.
you're one of the overnight coaches that primarily do stocking and everything else, but the main activity is stocking.
Stocking replenishment, yeah.
Yeah, good for you. That's awesome.
Wonderful.
Good. I definitely want to get into that 7 years to go from an hourly to somebody in management, which is a big deal. But before that, what did you do prior to Walmart? What was your experience?
Prior to Walmart, I also worked in other grocery stores.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I feel more at home here and more accepted, being that we're an all-inclusive company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that mean
great.
when you say inclusive? What does that like?
Yeah.
What does that mean
Me
to
too.
you?
It means Walmart is accepting of all backgrounds, races, religions.
Yeah.
We're a global, company,
Yeah.
and if we don't hold back. We are accepting of all. We are like one big family. Whether it comes, first to second, second to third, and back around again. We pretty much work as one family and one team. And we have people from all different backgrounds here. And, we all sit in the break room together. We all, go and break outside together. And it's diverse, a very diverse environment. Coming from Hawaii, I'm used to that anyway. So I feel very much at home here in my store.
That's great.
Yeah.
How do you promote, now that you have a team, pretty big team overnight, how do you kind of promote inclusion on your teams? Is there some things that you do tactically to kind of help promote and make your team members feel included?
Well, like our new hires, I will partner them with. I'm actually very blessed with a bunch of silver and gold badges
Sure.
on my team. So I'll partner them with a silver or gold badge and introduce them, and kind of get everything moving that way. And I'll work with them myself so that they'll be more productive if they feel like they're part of the team from the get-go. Mm-hmm. And they're not included because they're from here or they're from there, or, that they're new, especially. I want to get them off on the right foot and make them feel included and empowered from the get-go. So that's the key.
Yeah, one of the things we've been seeing a lot is team leads or coaches that can create an environment where people on the teams feel connected to each other. They feel connected to their leader, and they feel valued. Mm-hmm. They feel like what they do and who they are is valued.
No, I remember the last time that we had a conversation, we were talking about cross-functional teams and how each of us kind of work together in a way to produce something pretty incredible for the business. And so as a coach, as you've moved kind of into this new space, what does that look like for you in this new position as opposed to when you were a team lead?
It's the same thing. As a matter of fact, it's even more because the overnight team is responsible for turning the store over 100%. We're getting ready for the next day's business. So between stocking of the freight, replenishment, the zone, making sure all the biz picks are, done, and, everything as a whole, we're transferring it to the next shift and our store manager or store lead. And, we're ready for the day's business 100%. But as CAP 2 also sets us up for success in that aspect for us to be able to do that. So it's a full circle in our store. Everybody contributes. Mm-hmm. It's not just us taking it and doing it all. Everybody contributes in our store. Every single associate, team lead, everybody.
All right, so Hawaii, huh? So how long were you in Hawaii growing up?
Most of my juvenile to teen life, I believe I came to Florida when I was like 28, something like that. And but I was in Hawaii growing up for the majority of it. But it is that is a real diverse and multicultural environment. So when I came here to this store, and that dynamic, it feels pretty much the same here.
Yeah, sure. That's awesome. Did you enjoy living in Hawaii?
Yes, it's just expensive.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the thing that people don't realize. Oh, you're from Hawaii. Why did you leave? Well, I left because one, it's an island, and it's expensive to travel. If you want to go anywhere, there's no road trip.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that's fair.
You get on a plane and you pay for the plane ticket and then plane ticket back and all that. And growing up on an island, I knew everything. I've been everywhere, so I wanted to explore, other things and be able to take road trips like normal people.
Sure. So Naomi, do you have a family?
I have a sister. She's actually back in Hawaii, so if I have to go, I have a place to crash.
There you go.
Saving money, living better.
Yeah. She just opened her own business, at the same time I got my coach promotion.
Wow.
So she opened her own business, and everybody was all over social media in my family congratulating her. And I was just like, and in other news, I got promoted.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What kind of business?
She actually makes ice cream pies, like really good ice cream pies. She opened a shop in Hawaii. She started selling cupcakes out of a bar in some dive bar in Hawaii, and she got a restaurant job, then a higher level restaurant job, then a higher level. Then she became a pastry chef, and it just took off from there.
Wow.
And she was really busy during the pandemic because everybody was at home eating sweets. So she was able to save enough to open a brick and mortar in the marketplace.
What's the name of the restaurant? What's the name of it?
It's called Slice by HB Baking, and that's also the Instagram handle. And I'm just so I'll have a place to crash, and I'll be well fed when I go there.
There you go.
There
Yeah.
you go.
No, can confirm on the dessert aspect during
Pandemic.
Yep.
You can relate to that?
I absolutely can.
What was your dessert of choice?
Oh, what wasn't my dessert of choice? Cookies, cake, brownies, dairy-free ice cream, lots of spaghetti.
For dessert?
For dessert.
Oh,
Just
okay.
carbing it up, really. Just
Carb load?
Carb load. Just eating so much food. No, I mean, the pandemic was hard and it was rough. And the past 15 months, how long have we been?
Long time.
Long time. It's been rough. And Naomi, you being in the stores, I can only imagine what that experience has been for you, not only leading teams, but just kind of going through it yourself.
Yeah, I was the team lead over food and consumables during the pandemic.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so I had to tap into resources in order to get our, our action alleys filled and our end caps filled, and, because the warehouse wasn't accepting, orders for like bulk.
Yep.
So I tapped into my resources. I went to my vendors and I said, I have this space available. What can you give me? And so that's sometimes you have to think outside the box. It's problem solving 101. So every day it's a different experience.
Wow.
When you think back on 2020, what would be your top memories of 2020 when you look back on it?
Top memories of 2020 was feeling a sense of accomplishment, even though I was tired, waiting for the day and coming back the next day because, we got our freight to the floor, as many customers that we can help, we tried our best. Every single person in this building was going above and beyond, whether it was working away from their families, whether it was working and trying to homeschool their children at the same time.
Yeah.
It was a really big deal for us because so many people made sacrifices, personal, large sacrifices, and to be here for our business needs. As for the most part, everybody showed up every day, no matter how tired they were, no matter what they had going on at home, no matter what the sacrifices were. They showed up every day ready to work and ready to service our customers. And I'm very grateful to be in a store like this where we have that happening, not just during the hard times, but during the good times as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's something about a common mission. And this came up, I think, with Amy last week. But there's something about it feels like yesterday.
It does.
There's something about a common mission. Whenever a group of individuals, whether they're a team or there's multiple teams, have this common mission, and that brings people together and makes the work that you do more enjoyable and engaging. And that's whether you're in a store, in a hospital, you're at the home office working on something that's really important. Those are the type of things that's what makes the work that you do is fun, is if you have a purpose and a mission that you're striving for. And sometimes that you can create that, and sometimes it just happens. Like 2020 was the ultimate mission, right? Because you had this pandemic that we were all trying to beat. And we were doing our part as far as Walmart goes to provide food in a lot of cases and supplies to individuals, our customers, that really needed it. And so that was that kind of that molding together. And you can't always just, create that on the fly, that mission-based. But that's something I think for us all to remember, is to say, all right, what was that feeling that we had when we were trying to solve this problem and come together and everybody's on the same page, working in the same way? How do we create that in other ways too? But that's one of my biggest memories as well, and takeaways, is how important mission-based work is for everybody. And that's where you find bonds. That's where you find those connection points that are so important.
You're right. And being all-inclusive and having such a diverse workforce, from just stalkers to team leads to management, having a diverse workforce and being all-inclusive helps us, because we can formulate different plans based on experiences, based on different lifestyles, and to bring that all to the table and to help in problem solving.
Yeah, so Naomi, that's a great point.
Absolutely.
So when you have these big problems that you're trying to solve, everybody on the team needs to feel like they have a voice.
Yep.
And needs to feel like they're included. And the reason why is you're solving hard problems, and somebody may have a great idea, but if they don't feel included, don't feel part of the team, they may not say something, right? And so that environment that you create, not only is it feel good for everybody on the team, but it also produces probably some of the best problem solving and some of the best results that you see is those kind of environments. And as a leader, and we've mentioned this before, but as a leader, it's probably one of our number one responsibilities is the environment we create. It's not necessarily us coming up with the solutions or us coming up with what we're going to do, but creating an environment where everybody thrives. And if you can do that, you'll get good results, no matter where you're at.
Yeah. I didn't have a very good 2020. Really, it was just a lot of crying, a lot of carb loading, a lot of just being in my emotions, which if you're a 7, you also had a pretty rough 2020. And so, Naomi, I know that in our previous conversation that we've had, family is really important to you. And you treat all of your associates like they're your family as well. And so how does somebody lead through that type of crisis, like wanting to make sure everybody's mentally doing okay? How are they feeling emotionally? Bringing people together. How do you lead through that? What are some things that you might be able to advise other people to kind of help and do the same thing?
That's a great question.
Well, if they're not comfortable speaking about, any problems that they might be having at home, we also give them the number for resources for living. If they feel they can speak to somebody anonymously, they just need to open up and vent to somebody. But I do say that my door is always open and whether it's a problem inside the store or outside the store, 24/7 I'm here. So sometimes they need a shoulder to lean on, but at the same time, crew especially, it's like such a big family. They lean on each other anyways. So a good thing to do is, if you get in there, you roll up your sleeves and you start talking with your associates, ask them how they're doing. Ask them how they've been. Ask them how their kids are, just break the ice. Sometimes they might, seem a little intimidated by you,
Sure.
and let them know you're human. You're not just their leader. You're not just their manager. You're human, and you have a life outside Walmart as well. So just be human.
One thing we have been talking about is the opportunity at Walmart. And, you can say you can come in as an hourly associate and have a career in a lot of different companies. It really, really happens at Walmart.
It can be done.
You can do that, right? And you're a great example of somebody that's continued to grow their career all the way up into management. And you're going to continue your path. What's been the from a career perspective, what advice would you give to others that may want to go on that same path? Maybe they just joined the company. Maybe they're a team lead. What are some thoughts that you have on how to take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of you?
Don't be afraid to ask questions about your role, or don't be afraid to tour with your team. If they give you a task, tour with your team lead and ask them for any feedback. I would make it a point to set end caps and features, and then I would ask my support manager or assistant manager to walk it off with me to give me any areas of opportunity. That's a good start. Let them know that you want to, build your experience so that you're interested in climbing up the ladder. That's one way.
One of the things that I would add to that is just because they're opportunity doesn't mean for sure it's going to happen, right? So there's two things. As a company, we need to provide the opportunity. As an individual, you have to take advantage of that opportunity. You have to want to. You have to seek it out, right? You have to say, "Hey, I just did this. What's some feedback? What can I do differently? What can I do better?" And have that initiative. And it sounds like that's some of the initiative that you've had throughout your career that has given you this opportunity to continue to grow.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, was initiative.
Yeah.
Because if you stay silent, if you come in and just, do your work night after night after night and then leave, nobody's going to know.
Yep.
So, and if you're interested in a position of a higher position, go to your coach or your team lead or your coach and let them know that you're interested in that position and ask for their guidance or any comments on how they feel about that.
That's great.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just starting that conversation.
Yeah, having that career conversation even early on to say, "Hey, I want to be a store manager someday, or I want to be a manager someday, or I want to go work in the distribution center."
Yeah.
Those type of initiating those conversations are so important, and to be honest with people with what you want to do, and you can go from loading trucks to be the CEO like Doug was, right? And John started off as an hourly as well. He's the CEO of Walmart US, and so Dakona's a great one. Started pushing carts. Dakona's our COO, and he's now the COO of Walmart stores. And so the opportunity to move up is always been there. What we're trying to do is make it a little bit less friction, and make sure that we're doing it in an inclusive way so that everybody has a level playing field when it comes to opportunity, which is important.
Absolutely.
And you've been a benefactor of that as well. So congratulations again on all your different promotions.
Thank you so much.
The one I'd open up to really just one last question, but you have a lot of your peers. We're going to try to get send this out to as many coaches as we can. Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy. She said hi. Jimmy's going to try to get this out to as many coaches as possible. But what advice would you give our coaches, other coaches, your peers, and any last words that you would like to tell them? Any words of encouragement?
Coaches, I'm touching on that be human thing. It only takes a few minutes out of your day. I know that you're busy running the store, a few minutes out of your day, to pick up a box and throw some freight with your associates and get to know them on a human level. So if they are having any problems or are unsure of any part of their role in the store, they can feel more comfortable coming to you on a personal level and can make, a connection with you. You're their manager, I know you're their boss, but at the same time, you're also their mentor. It is your responsibility to mentor these people and empower them to be ready to take the next step in their Walmart career and their Walmart story.
Naomi, that's probably one of the best responses I've heard to that question. We've asked it 20 some odd times. That is a great answer to the question, because that is the role of a leader, is to have that human connection and to prepare your associates to take on the next step. And then prepare them to improve their lives, which, Naomi, I'm sure you've had a chance to improve your life, not just improve your career.
Absolutely.
Because of some of the opportunity you have. So fantastic answer. Thank you so much. Hey, thank you so much, Naomi. You're clearly making a difference in your store, in your community, and with your associates. We truly appreciate it. We know you have a lot going on. And being willing to come and talk to us is going to make a difference to other people in your role and around the company. So, again, thank you for your time, and have a great week, okay?
Yep, and congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Yep, see ya. Have a good one.